Hello and welcome to another video. I'm LaDale and Jacinda, and we're back, and we just want to welcome you to our channel. If you're new, subscribe, click and subscribe. Today we want to get into a relational scale. We know that a lot of times people say rate your this, rate your that. Well, we're talking about rating your relationship, but no one really gives any kind of defining markers as to what that may mean. So today we want to give our definition or our attempt at what that could possibly mean for us and what we kind of see based on our observations in the marketplace today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have come up with a scale rating the relationship from 1 to 10. Mm-hmm. It's not set in stone. But it is printed on paper. So we're going to go through this scale and kind of just give you guys an idea where we feel that we may be in our relationship, and what do we have to look forward to. You as the individual, you as the couple get to make that decision and determine where is it that I want to be in my relationship. And it doesn't have to be based on this scale that we come up with, We just wanted to be able to provide some direction and some guidance to kind of let you see, is my relationship where I want it to be? And if it's not, what is it that I want out of my relationship or out of relationship as a whole?
Yes, and think about how can I get it to that next level or that next level in that particular relational scale.
Exactly.
So when we look at our relational scale, around number 1, one may be asking, why are we even together? You may feel that you say, I know that this person doesn't love me or even like me. You may be at a place of absolutes, like saying things like, I know this will never change. I know my relationship can never get better. Mm-hmm. And you recognize there's some type of behavior like stonewalling. Stonewalling is when you really don't want to listen. You're kind of closed in and closing your emotions in and blocking everybody else out.
So then we would say, if you feel like your relationship could be like you were rated a 2, we just coexist. Our communication almost never happens anymore. We, everything they say is kind of like we use it against that person, or we feel like our words are being used against us. Our vulnerability is used against us. If I've shared something that's, vulnerable to me or something that's important to me, you may bring it up and say, well, you the one that this or whatever. And much of what is said is taken the wrong way. Like you feel like you can't say anything. It's always just taken the wrong way.
So when we're looking at number 3, we've been together so long, it's just too convenient to even start over.
Exactly.
So you kind of camp out in this place of what's the point in even moving forward, even trying other things. So you just feel in that place of feeling stuck.
Like, why would I start over, man? We've been together 5 years. It's like, whatever,
So you'd have kind of passive aggressive behaviors where, you see each other, but you don't really engage with one another.
Yeah.
It's just passing by.
Yeah.
And you're just there. Yeah. Like roommates,
Right.
That roommates that are kind of upset with one another.
Wow. And that brings us to 4 through 6. We want to call this the hopeful struggle, okay? Where it's not so bad, but, we don't know how to improve. So if you're saying that, I would rate my relationship as a 4, we feel like you're saying things seem to be going well, but I don't want to do or say anything that may cause an argument. So you're kind of like walking on eggshells. So you are very cautious and careful about what you say because, seem like things are okay. So I don't want to really say anything to him or to her that may just, because we've been kind of in a good place. So I don't want to mess that up.
Now, as far as where you can begin to compare your relationship to other relationships that you perceive as a struggle. Mm-hmm. That you see other relationships and you say, man, you notice that they're struggling, and you just feel, at least is not that bad.
Exactly.
You know? So that kind of puts you in a position where you're accepting and giving the bare minimum to yourself and to your relationship. And we don't encourage that, of course. You know, we want to be able to progress past that point.
And we say if you're rating your relationship as a 6, you're beginning to feel more comfortable, but you want a little bit more out of the relationship. You want to see a little bit more progress. You want to move forward a little bit more. You feel more comfortable having discussions about things that bother you and that kind of frustrate you without worrying if you're going to have an argument. You're no longer at this place where you're afraid that everything you say is going to turn into an argument. Your atmosphere is beginning to feel more welcoming and inviting to, let's talk about it.
From there we move to the 7-8 range, 7 to 8. And these are value-added relationships, okay? So number 7, when we rate our relationship a 7, we're saying we're not necessarily comparing our relationship to others, but you're looking for ways to improve and strengthen your relationship and how that may look to you as an individual and how that looks collectively and how we can go and move forward together, okay?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a really great place to be, looking at a place, you know, how can we do better? You know, I know that we are constantly growing as individuals. How can we improve in our relationship too? And then if you're rating your relationship as an 8, we want to call this one the constantly invest in the success of the relationship. So you're constantly, not only are you looking for ways to improve, but you're making a conscious effort to make that investment into the success of your relationship. You recognize that we have to both participate in order for this relationship to be successful. You're more open and receptive to each other's input. And then even others outside of your relationship, they begin to look at you, your commitment to one another, as a valuable source of a healthy relationship. They're like, you know, people ask you, you know, what do you guys do? And, you know, you begin to share with other people what it is that you're doing to walk in a successful relationship. And that's not for the outside world. You're not putting on a show. You really see the value in investing in your relationship and in your commitment to be successful according to your standard of success, not success based on what other people are saying. Yeah.
And so, and now we move into another range. The last block is 9 to 10. And this is what we call the overflow relationship. How can we share what we've learned over this span of time? We see areas here that we've improved and increased it. We see that other people can benefit from what we've gained over time. So if we're rating our relationship a 9, we prioritize our relationship and establish boundaries for interactions with others. So this is where we begin to protect the integrity concerning our relationship.
Right. Sometimes when you value and you want to be helpful, you feel obligated because you have this knowledge that you've gained. You begin to feel obligated to other people. You're not obligated, but when you're rating yourself a 9, you're saying, I want to share this knowledge, but we have to set boundaries for how we allow people to really engage. And then that brings us to, you know, if you're rating your relationship as a 10, which, listen, it's not impossible to rate your relationship a 10. It's okay. It's okay to say, you know what, I feel my relationship is a 10. And from our perspective, we're saying if you're rating your relationship as a 10, you're looking for ways to replicate principles that add value to the lives of others. You're looking for tools and you're looking for ways to be able to share that with others in a practical way that they can actually apply it to their lives. We are strong believers in owning your perfection and recognizing your greatness, and knowing that stating that my relationship is a 10, that's not in a comparison to anybody else's relationship. And just if you are at that place where you feel comfortable to rate your relationship a 10, you're not saying that I don't have any other growth that I need. I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly renewing. And you have a passion to see others have a genuine outcome in their relationship. You know what I mean? And even when people talk to each of you, you guys you have the same message.
Yeah.
So our goal is to get everybody to that 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? We want to get you to that 7, 8, 9, 10 and not feel ashamed,
right?
Not feel like you arrogant, not feel anything because you are rating your relationship a high number. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Right. Yes. Keep your confidence, stay up, and make sure that, if it's a 10, be a 10. Just have the confidence to own your rating.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And if you want to upgrade that, upgrade that.
Exactly. And we got you. So look, you can actually get on our course. We have a wonderful, amazing course that can really help you get constantly growing in your relationship, where it helps you define what you want your relationship to look like. We're not trying to tell anybody how to have a relationship. This is how you are supposed to have your relationship. We are giving your relationship back to you. We are giving you the tools, and you are deciding how you want that relationship to operate. Yeah. So we just want to encourage you, rate your relationship. It's not for us to know. It's not for other people to know. It's for you to know. And wherever you rate yourself, think about, how can I take myself to that next level? Even if you rate your relationship a 10, how can I continue to take my relationship to that next level? You're always growing. You're always expanding.
She mentioned there's a link. There will be a link in the course to our course below, so you can get a little bit more in depth into your relationship, and let's raise that level. Well, thank you for allowing us into your home, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day. Continue in your greatness.